Uh, x minus 4, and then x minus 4. X plus 4, x minus 4, sorry.
Yes. How about this one?
X minus 7, x plus 7.
Yeah. And then how about top right?
2x minus 3, 2x plus 3.
Well done. How would we factorize this top one?
Uh, um, x plus x plus 1, x plus 4.
So that's a plus plus. How about this next one?
Um, e plus 4, e minus 3.
Yeah. How about the one under that?
Uh, y squared minus 5y minus 14.
Yeah.
Okay. Y. Okay, y minus. I think 2 and 7, but I don't know what order. I think one of them has to be positive and one of them negative. So I'm
So
gonna
you
say,
have to make minus. Have to add to make minus 5.
yeah, y plus 2, y minus 7.
And how about this last one?
Okay. Y. Okay. Y minus 8, y minus 2.
Well done. Y minus h, y minus 2. So we did a plus plus, a plus minus, a minus minus, and a minus plus. So we did one of each there. I'm just going to skip all this stuff because I think you're going to be good for it. How do we do the first one here?
I think it'll be 2y and then y in another bracket. And then after that, I'm not too sure.
So I'll give you a method for doing these. You do two brackets, both of them with 2y,
Okay.
and then you just divide by 2. The way it works, and we can prove it, takes a while to prove it, is it is actually two numbers that multiply to make a times c and add to make b. So before, when you have 1x squared or 1y squared, 1e squared, times by 1, it's just c. But in this case, what is a times c for this one?
6. So is it like we're doing y squared minus 5y minus 6?
Yeah, so you need two numbers that make minus 6 and add to make minus 5.
Minus 5 plus 1.
They would multiply to make minus 5. We need them to multiply to make minus 6.
Yes. Okay. I can't think of any yet. 2 and 3, but symbols.
So what are the factors of 6?
1 and 6, 2 and 3.
Okay, so is there any way to make it so you get minus
Okay.
5?
Minus 6 plus 1.
Minus 6 plus 1, yeah. And so 1 minus 6. Do you know how to divide that by 2?
Is it y plus a half and y minus 6 and 1 minus 3?
So because it's times in the middle, you only half one of them. So which one do you have?
Y minus 3.
Yes, so that's y minus 3, and that's still 2y plus 1. And so for these, you just do like it's in general, it will be one bracket is ay, the other bracket is ay or ax over a, and then you just divide the bracket, and so it becomes very similar to the one that you're already good at. So try the second question.
Okay, so 2 times 15 is 2 times minus 15 is minus 30.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to multiply to make minus 30, add to make minus 7.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 10 plus 3. So 2x
Mm-hmm.
minus 10, and then 2x plus 3 divided by 2.
Yeah.
If we divide one of them by 2, it gives us x minus 5 and 2x plus 3.
Plus 3. Yeah, I think you did that fairly easily. I think we can move on. How do you do these?
Not too sure.
Fully factorize the top, fully factorize the bottom.
Okay. Okay, so x.
Non, ben, c'est Je pensais qu'il était volé.
X minus 5,
Parce que
x plus
Elisa est
3.
en train de me texte, donc je vais t'expliquer.
On the bottom.
And then the bottom one, x plus 3 minus 7. X plus 3, x minus 7.
And any idea how you simplify that?
Yeah, both x plus 3's cancel out, so it's x minus 5 over x plus x minus 7.
Well done. Okay, try the second one.
X minus 3, x plus 3 is the top. And then to factorize the bottom is going to be 2x, and then 2x, and then if you just leave the gap, and then x.
That's not the method we use.
Yes, we have to multiply both first, so 2x in the second bracket for now. So 2 times minus 3 is minus 6, so we're looking for something to multiply to make minus 3 and add to make plus 5, which is plus 6 minus 1.
Okay.
Plus 6 minus 1, I think. So 2x plus 6, 2x minus 1, divided by 2, so we get x plus 3, 2x minus 1. And then both x plus 3's can cancel out again, so we get x minus 3 over 2x minus 1.
Well done. X minus 3 over 2x minus 1, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, let's try. Yeah, let's try part 1.
Three and 9, so x minus 3, x minus 9.
And part 2.
Oh, Um, is there a formula to it?
What do you notice about part 1 and part 2?
They're the same.
And so another way of writing part 1 is x minus 3, x minus 9. That is equal to 0, and so this is equal to 0.
Okay.
Do you know how to solve it from there?
To find out what x is,
Yep.
can we times by x minus 9 on both sides?
Nope. Something times something equals 0. Give me two numbers that multiply to give you 0.
Anything times 0.
Yes. Is it possible for two numbers to multiply to give 0 where one of the numbers is not 0?
No.
Therefore, what that shows us is that either the first one is 0 or the second one is 0. So either x minus 3 equals 0 or x minus 9 equals 0. And we don't need the brackets anymore. And so solve them.
So x can either be plus 3 or plus 9.
Yes. Equals 9. That's it. And that's part of the reason why we factorize quadratics, so we can easily solve them.
Okay.
Let's try. Let's try this one.
2 times minus...
Hang on, did we do that a second ago? 2. Is that one of the ones we did earlier? 2y squared minus 5y. Maybe it wasn't. So we got 2y plus 1 and y minus 3. And it's similar, but it's not the same. Alright, we better do it. Long way.
Okay. 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. 2x. So we have to find something that multiplies to make minus 6 minus plus 6 minus 1. And then 2x plus 6, 2x minus 1 divided by 2, you get x plus 3 x 2x minus 1.
Okay. And how do we solve that?
So x could either be minus 3 or 0.5.
Yep. So 2x minus 1 equals 0. 2x equals 1. X equals a half. So those are our two solutions. X equals minus 3 or x equals a half. And there they are. Let's try this one, the 8 one.
8 times minus 27 is 8 minus 20, 160. 8 times 7, 63, I think. Is that wrong? No, it's wrong. 50, yep, 56. So 120 plus 56 is 176. So minus 176 is what we need to multiply to get.
Don't believe so. 160 plus 56.
Oh, 216, sorry.
Yeah.
I has to add to make 30, or minus 30.
Okay, so what's this one?
Uh, not sure at all. Is there a method to doing this, or
No. One of the problems with maths. Well, we know that two numbers are 8 and minus 27. But they won't make minus 30. We could half one, double the other. Might go in the wrong direction though. So like 4 and 54. Or 16. Oh, you can't half 27. No. 1, 2, 16. 2 and
108?
8. Will 3 work? Yeah. 3 and 72.
No.
4 and
54.
54. We had that one. 5
6.
won't. 6 might.
Oh, I think it's 6 and 36. Could it be plus 30, minus 36 plus 6?
Yeah.
So 8x in one and x in another. Oh, 8x in both of them. 8x in both of them. And then divide by x, divide by 8.
Yeah.
So 8x plus 6, 8x minus 36.
I think this is going to be a tricky one.
Minus 36 divided by 8 is 4.5, is that?
8, 16. So it's a factor, so it can't be a partial number. 8 is the same as 4 times 2.
We can divide by 2, which is would give us 8x plus 6 and then 8x minus 18, I think.
And can we divide the first bracket by 4?
No.
So try the other way around.
36 divided by 4, can we do that?
Yep.
Oh, 9, okay. So 2x minus 9, 8x plus 6.
Yeah. And so we divided the second bracket by 4. We still have divided by 2. So now we have it like that.
Can we divide the first bracket by 2?
Yeah.
So 4x plus 3.
Yes. And I'm not going to lie, there's no easy way of doing that. So 4x plus 3, 2x minus 9. We had to solve.
So minus 0.75 could be x, and 4.5 could also be x.
X is equal to minus, that's right, that's 9 over 2. Great. Let's try this one.
Six times minus 15 is minus 90. So have to find a number that will multiply to make minus 90, add to make minus 1. Uh, ten and 9, so minus 10 plus 9. 6x minus 10, 6x plus 9. Divided by 6. Which we can't do, so divided by 2 times 3 for now. I divide the second bracket by 3, so 3x plus 3.
No, something's wrong there.
2x plus 3, so.
Yeah.
And the second one by 2, which just give us 3x minus 5.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've got 3x minus 10 and 2x plus 3.
3x minus 5.
Yes. Okay. So minus 5 over 3 could be x.
What could
and
it be?
3 over minus 5 over 3.
Write it out in full. 3x minus 5 equals 0.
So. Oh, plus 3 over 5.
What's 3x equal to?
Plus 5.
What's x
And then
equal to?
x equals plus 5 over 3.
Yeah. First he said minus 5 over 3, and then he said plus 3 over 5.
Okay.
So maybe doing it step by step for these ones.
And then second one minus. Oh, okay. So 2x plus 3 equals 0. 2x equals minus 3. And then minus 3 over 2.
Yeah. So that's 5 over 3 and minus 3 over 2. And I wanted to do this one.
We want it to equal 0, so minus 1. So now it's x squared minus 2x minus 3. And then from then on, minus 3 plus 1, so x minus 3, x plus 1. When it says solved, we have to find what x is.
Yeah.
When it says factorize, just put it into bracket form.
Yeah.
Okay. X equals plus 3, x minus 1.
But you'll notice I took all these from past exam papers, and this one was question C. Very often in part A or B they will say factorize it, and then they'll say for the next part solve it, so like we did before. And so
Okay.
they tend to be laid out like that. There's some other stuff, but I think that's good. This is technically quadratic. No, hang on. We better do these properly. Okay, how do we do this one?
I'm not too sure.
You'd have to expand this bracket first.
So 4x minus 3, x minus 3.
Yeah.
Then I have to, should I expand all of them with, so I multiply both of them by 4?
Just one of them by 4.
But aren't they all multiplied to each other?
So if you had like 2 times 3 times 5, that's not the same as 6 times 10. You would just multiply the first 2.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like 6 times 5.
4x minus 12, and then x minus 3. And I multiply it again, so 4x squared minus 12x minus 12x again. No.
Yep.
Minus 12 times minus 3 is plus 36. Sorry, I'm confused. You know the 2 minus 12x, how are there 2?
It's just kind of coincidence. 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 1 is 12.
Okay.
What's next?
And then simplify 4x squared minus 24x plus 36. And then can we divide everything by 4? So
No.
okay.
How did you solve this one?
Okay, so into brackets. Well, no, not into brackets, because we just
You did something before that?
put it on 0. Okay. So minus x squared on both sides, so it becomes 3x squared minus 24x minus plus 36. So now 3 times 36 is...
Remember you said you could divide everything by 4?
Yes.
Is there anything you can divide all these by?
Okay, so now it's equal to 0, we can do this. So x squared minus 8x plus 12?
Yep.
Okay. So it has to be unequal to 0 before we simplify.
Do you know what x squared divided by 4 is? It is
No.
1/4 x squared. That would make your life so much more difficult.
Okay.
And the point of dividing by 3 is to make it easier. I mean, you could do it this way, 3 times 36, and do that, but the whole point is to make it easier.
So at the end, 2 times 6. So I think... So minus 2 minus 6. X minus 2, x minus 6. So x could be plus 2 or plus 6.
Okay, this is technically quadratic. How do we do it?
Could we put it into... Do we divide by 3 on both sides?
Yep.
So x squared equals 147 divided by 3 is 49. And then it's x equals 7.
Is there another number that's very similar to 7, that when you square it you get 49?
Minus 7?
Yep.
Will they often show you there's 2 answers in case you forget, or...
They might give a hint, like find the values of x or something like that. And you might notice it says values instead of value. But what it will look like, 7 or minus 7, the short way of writing that is like that. That means plus or minus 7.
Okay.
So that's the same thing. Spot the difference. How do you solve the first one? How do you solve the second one?
The first one I would do 2 times 3, which is minus 6.
So basically factorize. How do you solve the second one?
The same?
The hint is 2 decimal places. That means it won't factorize. It won't give you whole number answers. Or it won't even give you an exact answer. It won't give you a rational answer.
There's a formula to it?
So you'd have to use the formula. Do you know the
Okay.
quadratic formula?
Yeah, I know it, but there's a very long version. So the one I was taught is you have to work out b squared minus 4ac first.
Yep.
That gives you a number, and then that number you implement it into another formula. So b squared minus 4ac is 6 squared minus 4 times plus 3 times minus 2.
What does that give you?
$60.
Okay. What do you do with that 60?
Is that correct? Correct, even, because
Oh, I don't know. 36 plus 24. Yeah, that's right.
yes, okay. 60, and then I did 2 formulas, so minus b, so in this case minus 6, minus the square root of 60 over 2. A over 2a.
Yeah.
So minus 6 minus the square root of 60 over 2a. To 2 decimal places, minus 2.229.
Yep.
And then I have to work out the positive one as well.
Okay.
Minus 6 plus the square root of 60. 0.29.
And you can just press left and delete the plus, change it to a minus, or just press right and go from it the other way. So
Okay.
you don't have to do the thing. So yeah, solve by factorizing, give exact answers. This one, rational, irrational. So that's what we just did. 0.29 and minus 2.29. Sorry, it was positive 0.29, was it?
Yes.
Okay. I think you're okay with these ones.
With the formula,
Yeah.
what is that called? It's not factorizing anymore, is it?
That's called the quadratic formula.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, good.
So if it says to 2 decimal places or 3 sig fig or something like that, quadratic formula. If it doesn't, factorize it. So you can see there. For this one, what's A?
1.
Yeah.
Will there ever be where it's minus x squared?
I suppose, but I haven't seen it yet. Okay, how do we do this one?
So 7 is B.
Yeah.
A is 2. And then so 32 divided by 4 divided by 2, 4. So C is also 4.
C is 4. And so write it in this form.
2x squared plus 7x plus 4 equals 0.
Equals 0. Let's just say 4ac. A was 2. Yes, there we go. So, okay, how do we do this?
Not too sure.
How do you find the area of a trapezium?
AB divided by 2 times height. So
Yep.
so here
Yeah, go on.
so x minus 4 times x plus 5 is
It's plus A plus B.
oh, okay. So 2x plus 1.
Yep.
2x plus 1 divided by 2 is x plus a half.
Let's not do it that. Let's just leave it as over 2 maybe or something.
Okay. Times the height, which is 2x. So is it 2x over 1?
Yep.
So 4x squared plus 1.
They're both times 2x.
4x squared plus 2x.
Yep.
Over 2. How do you know when both of them are?
If they have a plus or minus in the middle, you're timesing them both. If they have times or divide in the middle, just one of them.
Okay. Okay. Love it.
A fraction is like the top bit is in a bracket. So it's both of them divided by 2, so it's both of them times 2x.
Okay. So is 4x squared plus 2x divided by 2 equal to 2x squared plus x minus 351?
Well, divide 4x squared by 2, what do you get?
2x squared plus x over 1?
Yeah. And anything divided by 1 is just itself. So the area of the trapezium is 2x squared plus x.
Yes.
Where is this?
Equal to 351. And if we were to put that equal to 0, it would be 2x squared plus x minus 351 equals 0.
Yep. A plus B over 2 times height. Any questions yet?
No.
So when you're doing solving quadratics, I think part B will say solve this quadratic, but very often there's going to be a part A where you have to actually derive the equation. Here we go. So yeah, part B then says work out the value of x, and so you would for this one, would this be quadratic formula or factorizing?
Factorizing, I would say,
Yes. And how do you know it's factorizing?
because it doesn't say to 2 decimal places.
Yes, because there's no degree of accuracy. No 2dp, 3sf, etc. They used the quadratic formula, but they got the answer of 13, and so they didn't have to actually go through all of that. So you can use the quadratic formula, but it's easier to factorize if you can factorize.
Okay.
What is this about? Okay, we have to work out the value of x here.
Next exercise has centimeters. The area of triangle T1 is equal to. Okay, so
Is your mock calculator or non-calculator, by the way?
I'll check now.
Okay.
The assessment is to be taken without calculator and is an hour long.
Okay.
So
the quadratic formula is calculator. So we don't need to worry about that.
okay, so it's good to know.
That means, okay. So next questions. How would you do this one?
Simplify. I think you'd end up getting 3 over x plus 1.
Yep.
And then,
That's it.
yeah.
Factorize this one.
Two x in brackets, in 2 brackets, minus 3 plus 3.
And no, it's linear. Perhaps. How do we do that one? Do you know?
Ax plus bx plus ay plus by.
You may not.
No idea.
You factorize the first 2 and last 2 separately.
X times a plus xa plus b. Okay. And then second one, ya plus b.
And a plus b is a common factor. So do you know how to fully factorize?
No.
It would be x plus y. A plus b. So that's like 2a plus 3a equals 5a. 2 plus 3. And then the common factor. Circle back. It's really slow for some reason. Let's try the second one.
Factorize 2a. Okay, so 2x,
No.
2a,
Yep.
brackets a minus y. Sorry, x minus y. Plus b, open brackets, x minus y. And then 2a plus b in a bracket, x minus y in another.
Another one. And that one.
Two e. No, actually. E on its own. And then
Common factor.
2. E minus 2f. Oh, so it has to be the two first ones and the two last ones?
Yeah.
Okay. And then x plus x brackets e minus 2f. Will this likely come up? Do you know?
Well, these are past exam questions. There's 3 of them.
Okay.
And
2 plus x in one bracket, e minus 2f in another.
yeah, there you go. So it's just a little thing. We did the main stuff, which is the normal factorizing, like this stuff. That kind of 2 brackets, you know, and then we make it equal to 0 and solved it. And then we did these harder ones where it's like ax squared, where it's not 1, and you have to factorize those and then solve those. Yes, 2 numbers that multiply to make 0, so that's why either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0, and that's why part of the reason why we put them into bracket form. And you'll have to make them equal to 0 to solve them. And we also did this kind of tricky one where you have to expand the bracket first, then make it equal to 0 to solve it. Sometimes quadratics are pretty easy, you know, just watch out for the plus or minus, because a minus number squared will give you the same as the positive squared.
Okay.
And if it's non-calculator, then there won't be quadratic formula. Although technically, this one seems pretty non-calculator, so who knows.
Okay.
My guess is that if it's a trickier question, there might be like a little setup before the question, so you know, show that, and they make you, you know, kind of derive the equation that you have to solve. But those are mostly calculator. But there's no reason why they should be only calculator. Sorry, go on.
We didn't do completing the square today, did we?
No. I want completing the square as well. We could solve by completing the square. So completing the square is when it won't factorize really, and you'd give your answer as a third. So let's use one of these that said give your answer as a third. Do you know how you'd do this one by completing the square?
No, I forgot.
So the trick is
x minus 9, x minus 3, x plus 3.
No. It will be x minus 9 times x minus 9. You're expanding, not factorizing.
X plus 9, isn't it?
You're expanding.
Okay. Okay. So x minus 9 times x minus 9?
Yeah.
X squared minus 9x minus 9x plus 81, which gives us x squared minus 18x plus 81.
And so, if we had to put something into completed square form, it would be, can't really skip. Okay, which of the following is a perfect square and which is not? So left or right?
Okay. So left again. Okay, right, left and right.
Let's see. Yes, if b over 2 squared is c, then it can be written as a perfect square. Yeah. We don't really. Let's just skip. I'm just gonna skip. Okay, so what would be part A?
No idea. I'd rather.
So if b over 2 squared is equal to c, then it can be written as a perfect square.
Yes.
So for this one, b over 2 squared is minus 20 over 2, which is minus 10. Minus 10 squared gives us 100. And so that makes a perfect square. This one would be 3 squared, would give us 9. And so that won't make a perfect square.
Okay.
So which of these will give us a perfect square? Which of these b over 2 squared gives us c?
B over 2 squared. So 10 over 2, 5 squared. Okay, so the first one, perfect square. Second one, not a perfect square. Perfect square. Not. Perfect. Not. Perfect square.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about those two. So change one thing to make each one of these a perfect square.
Plus 9.
So x squared plus 6, x plus 9. Yeah.
Plus 1. X squared minus 2x plus 1.
Yeah.
Plus 25 instead of minus 25. And the last one. Plus 16, I think.
Yes, x squared plus 8x plus 16. What would be this one as a perfect square?
I don't know.
So it will be x, and the second number will be b over 2.
B over 2, 6 over 2, 3.
Yeah.
X plus 3, x minus x.
No, b is minus 2 without x.
Sorry, I didn't understand that one. It's half of the middle one, yes?
Yep, the middle one is -2, not -2x.
Okay, so -1.
Yep.
X -5.
Yep.
X plus 4.
So those are perfect squares. That's what we just did. And we'll just quickly do this one. So what's part A?
X plus 3 squared.
Yeah. How about part B?
X plus 3 plus, is it minus the square of the number, so -9 in this case?
Yes.
Okay.
How about part C?
X plus 3 -9 plus 5.
And simplify?
-4. X plus 3 squared -4.
Yes, and so that is completing the square. So you do b over 2, and then you just have to do the little bit that's there. So let's try this
one. Okay, X -7 -49.
Yeah, don't forget the squared. And b?
The same, but plus 50, so -1. Oh, +1.
Yes, +1. Well done. So that's completing the square. They can get trickier if we go to, those are all completing the square.
We can carry on with this also tomorrow if you want.
Okay.
And I'll send you the list of topics. I think there's 5 or 6. I don't expect to go through every single one, but I think there's 2 or 3 which would be good, including what we've already done.
Okay. Well,